Hi guys, I watched Hitman's Bodyguard last night with Jamie. Fortunately he's not here to do the review, but must say that it's an alright film, but you take it for what it is, which is a silly action flick with Samuel L. Jackson and Ryan Reynolds. Basically the premise of the film, without giving too much away, is that Ryan Reynolds is, I can never remember his name, but you know, Ryan Reynolds is a AAA protection specialist or something like that. He names it some rubbish name that gets brought up time and time again in the film. But he's protecting high-class VIPs, he's got a lot of money, he's doing really, really well, and it hits an all-time low when he loses one of his clients, and he's at the bottom, and he has to protect a key witness, Samuel Jackson's character, to get him to a UN trial, a criminal war crime trial, where Gary Oldman's character is, before a certain deadline, while there's loads of people after them. That's basically the concept. Oh, and he gets the job from his ex-girlfriend, is it Lonia Young? Something like that. Electra from Daredevil, you know. And that's basically the premise, and fun and capers happen throughout, essentially. I think the main point of this film is, there's not really much to say about it. You know what you're expecting when you get into the cinema. You're expecting just abstract craziness, and you know, from Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson, quite a few laughs, which it does quite well. And that is the strength of this film. Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson work great with each other on screen. That is where the film is carried, essentially. If Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds was not in this film would be absolute garbage, because the actual premise, concept, obviously it's been done before, but it's a really long film. It's like almost 2 hours, and I can't remember how many car chases there are. There's at least 4 or 5, and although they're quite cool and fun to look at, you kind of think, oh god, another car chase, which I didn't think I would actually say in a film, but there we are, it's happened. But it's fun. The Samuel Jackson, Ryan Reynolds dynamic is fun, and the action stuff that happens in between is good as well, but it's mostly the comedy and these banterous scenes that actually give the film its longevity. And it's really surprising that it was almost 2 hours, and even though it's starting to overstay its welcome a little bit, you know, the ending doesn't come, even though you think it's gonna, but that dynamic sort of kept it going as much as it possibly could. The other thing this film needed is more Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman wasn't used as effectively as he could have been. I think he could have been in it more. He's playing a Russian again. So did he play a Russian in Air Force One? Because if he did, it's like going back to that. It's pretty good, although he's more sinister. He needed more Gary Oldman to sort of have a stronger antagonist. I think that's just my opinion. I think that's what should have happened. Is it Alonia Young? I have to look this up. She is just there as sort of like the thing against Ryan Reynolds, his sort of ex-girlfriend, that kind of dynamic. She's a bit here and there, but realistically the spotlight is on Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson, so that is literally what you're going to get from this film. The all focus is on them. Other characters sort of just fall by the wayside, which is unfortunate, but you know, it's just a silly film. You know, I wouldn't pay full price for it. Definitely don't pay full price for it. We paid, what was it, £10.30 to go watch it at Showcase. Watch it on Meerkat, definitely watch it on Meerkat if you can. Wait for DVD release. It's probably going on Netflix at some point, so wait for them. Definitely not go out and see this now. Definitely not. Just stay where you are, watch Dunkirk again, or something else. You can miss this film without missing it, essentially. So, yes, I mean, I'll do a bit of a spoiler thing right now, but not too much because there's not really much to say. So yes, spoilers now. Yeah, there's a few things in it that was a bit for me, but it's a stupid film. It's like, for instance, like I thought to myself, oh, how did Samuel Jackson know where Ryan Reynolds were when we went to the hardware store and pulled up outside the 4th C-Max and was like, come on, motherfucker, come on. But, you know, I just assumed that he followed the gunfire and the people screaming, I guess. But, you know, I think the banter between them, like I said in the review, is what drives this film, and the constant use of motherfucker. It's basically, Samuel Jackson played Samuel Jackson, Ryan Reynolds played Ryan Reynolds. Didn't really play a character, they just played themselves. And it was funny, like the amount, it even says like, he just ruins the word motherfucker. It's like his catchphrase, we all know it's his catchphrase, but Ryan Reynolds brings it up in this film quite a bit. But, I mean, things that impressed me, I think. I'll tell you what I did like was the bit at the end where the guy got shot and shot the pilot in a helicopter, and then it just went crashing down, explosion, and then Samuel Jackson just limping up. And then when Gary Oldman gives that massive speech out, he's just like, I don't care about that. Your mistake is when you shot my bodyguard, and then just kicks him off. So funny. It's that the music was leading up to that big sort of thing of like him realising who he is and like questioning himself, but no, he's just like, no, I don't care. It's great. The other thing I was kind of annoyed about was Samuel Jackson's, I know it's a film, but his selective leg injury is like, with the fight with Ryan Reynolds, it starts bleeding again, he passes out. Not 2-3 hours after that, he jumps off a banister onto a stone-stepped stairwell kind of thing, staircase, and he was completely fine. And like for shot, maybe adrenaline. I could go with adrenaline if they mentioned it was the adrenaline that kept him going. But it's just the way after that he was sort of limping again, and then he jumped off a building, smacked into rails and stuff, and tumbled down and smashed into a garbage container, and he was perfectly fine. And it seemed like his leg injury was selective. When he needed to limp, he limped. If he didn't, he was perfectly fine. But it was good. I think the other scene that kind of annoyed me was Ryan Reynolds was sitting at the bar in Amsterdam. I don't know if it's the lighting on it or it was just green screen behind him, but it just looked, maybe that was the point, now that I think about it, that he looks disconnected from the sequence behind him because he's talking about, oh, he's such an idiot and everything's all carnage behind him. So yeah, now that I think about that, I'll give it a pass. It might be that they intended it to look like he was disconnected from the background. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, this film, you could say it does a lot wrong or doesn't do enough, but it's just one of those films. You know, you just get what you expect from this kind of film, so you can't really criticise it for being a certain level of ridiculous and silly and samey, because that's what the film is. It doesn't shy away from it, so you can't penalise it. So in my opinion, it's what you expected. It did well doing that. So there we have it. That's my review, you know. I mean, thank you guys for watching. If you have, I mean, who knows with this film if you want to see a review for this film, but there we are. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good week.